Return of the Mac. M.A.C. Moss, Andrew, Carl, back in the building once again.
Yeah.
For sure.
We ran into some problems last week. I don't even remember exactly what it was. But you were busy Saturday.
We rescheduled.
Yeah, what did I do?
You were busy Saturday. You had a candle thing, right?
Yeah, what lie did you give us since you can't remember?
Yeah, he don't even know. He just didn't feel like getting up Saturday morning.
Well, no, what was
He wanted a sleep day.
I don't know. Yeah,
It was before the
That's why we
4th of
moved it to
July.
Monday.
Before the 4th of July.
Wasn't a candle thing because that's this weekend.
Well,
Oh no, I
Carl,
had an appointment. I had to get.
Carl lied to us.
Oh yeah, the hair
Look, I
appointment.
mean, this is the proof right here, bro. My shit is tight.
Looks
hair
like it was
appointment.
done yesterday.
Whatever.
Carl lied to us last week, said he couldn't be here Saturday, so we planned to do
Not
a
at the normal time.
4th of July situation, record on Monday since we were all off.
Yeah,
I was feeling under the weather,
Mr. Sickly.
and by the time Monday passed, we said, yeah, we record on Saturday. We may as well get to it this week.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're back, though. And
We
just
are.
in case anything crazy does happen tomorrow, we actually are recording on a Friday night. So if anything happens Saturday, don't hold it against us. We'll get to you next week.
There's always some shit that pop up on Sunday or Saturday.
Right after we record, something crazy happens. So it is what it is, though. What's up with y'all fellas?
Hey, shit. Same old, you know.
Nothing wild going on the last couple weeks?
Nothing crazy.
Nothing noteworthy?
Oh yeah, I guess we didn't.
Oh yeah, you got the big news, Mr. Mystery Man.
Oh, yeah.
Over
I
here.
guess we didn't. I got another baby on the way.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, dropping the car to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
That's good. That's good right there. This man.
So you gonna say it? I don't think they know what we talking about at all.
Yeah.
He said he got a baby on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Very early.
Congrats, man.
Another
Congrats.
Yeah, how many you trying to have, bro?
This is it.
You like on the roll right now.
No, this is it.
you
This is a great time.
you taking care of that?
So
You're knocking them out all at the same age, around the same age. That's a good thing.
Yeah, so like I've always told Shannon, like, all right, 3 is my maximum, first of all, which is this would be my 3rd. And I'm not having any more children after 30.
I think you have said that here
Right.
before when we had 30 discussions.
I found out on my 30th birthday.
Oh, that's
Well,
wild.
we found out.
That's wild.
Oh, that was the same time you proposed. So I got
That
a
was
bunch
2
of
days
bunch of
after.
good information around the same time.
Yeah.
Life changing shit.
Yeah, we had no clue when I proposed.
Shit crazy.
2 days after, yeah.
That's
Oh,
wild.
y'all had a fun weekend.
Well,
Took fast.
Yeah, I understand.
This dude.
I would say probably.
That's what's up. That's what's
But it
up.
takes longer than that.
Carl said in the chat, you know I'm
Did it
pro-life.
take longer than that?
Oh yeah, I'm pro-life, dog.
He did say he was pro-life.
I mean, the process starts right away, I suppose, but like you wouldn't know that fast.
It takes like 6 weeks for you to know anything.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, bro. I mean, she gotta miss a period and shit. Like
You got Mr. Period, I guess.
Yes.
most women don't find out till they're like 6 to 8 weeks. Some don't find out till they're a couple months, depending on how big you are.
I guess.
Well, there you go. That is big news. Did kind of forget about that, to be honest with you.
I kind of forget about it sometimes too.
Yeah, that's noteworthy.
Remind myself.
So the only way that you can confirm for sure, I mean, I guess not the only way, but so you're getting her taken care of. So there are no more.
I am not going.
Yeah, you still
I'm
got
not going
snap.
through surgery.
You still got a whole full year. Like she can have a baby, you can have another one in the next year. Come on.
Snap,
Same thing I
snap.
told Shannon. I've never had surgery a day in my life.
Hey, this would be a good
This
first
will
one.
not be my first one.
Finna snip the nuts.
Fuck no.
That was going down.
Shit will never fucking happen.
I know multiple people that have had it done and honestly said that it wasn't that bad. And I don't believe them.
I mean, look,
I don't believe him at all.
I'm fine with you. That's cool. That's what you want to do. That's not something I've ever thought about.
I haven't had to think
I'd
about
rather
it.
roll the dice.
You definitely have another kid.
No,
I
I
know what
would
you
rather
talking
roll the
about.
dice.
Man's rapid fire shooting
I would
right now. He
rather
just
see
thinks he's
how-
gonna
yeah,
stop because he turned 30.
Like it's like a short thing. Like you talking about you rolling the dice. All right, roll the dice.
Carl gonna have 6 kids, son.
Nah, bro, this is it.
Facts, you about to have a whole team.
My house can't even handle any more kids.
You have to get another house.
Currently constructed.
No, bro, they're gonna start in the basement and intrude in your space.
It's gone.
Nah,
Yeah.
Man cave
we've
is
already
past.
talked about- I mean, it's going to definitely reduce in size.
Do you have room right now in the current house for this next one?
Yeah, we will make it work, but we definitely would need to expand in the future.
Yeah.
Like, add on to the basement.
When the
finish
fifth
up
and the sixth one comes.
Fuck
It's
no,
going to be
man.
necessary. When you have
Yeah.
twins.
You're gonna turn that enclosed deck into a room.
If I do have, if it was
All the
situation
luxuries is
where-
gonna be disappearing.
Look, ain't no Jackson 5 situation going on. If it does, then the motherfucker's gonna be singing and dancing and all that. If I have 4 or 5 of them back to back like that, you're gonna see a lot of spin moves and shit. You can borrow some of these microphones.
Right, you gonna have the motherfuckers going through training camp.
Yeah.
Kids be
You
dancing
have a
nowadays
basketball
anyway.
team, it will be a little bit of everything, damn it.
That's wild.
No, but that's not happening. But we do plan on expanding the house and shit like that in the future.
That's cool, man.
Anyway, but now this might put like
Expedite.
a little
Expeditiously.
bit, it's urgent. So.
That's a fact.
That's what's up. So due dates, rough time frame.
Due date is early January.
Playoff
Top of the year,
season.
baby.
Yeah.
But you don't have to worry about it, so you'll be all right.
Stop it, bro.
Steelers be out
Probably
by
be
the
playing still, honestly. So
regular season. Game week
that would
17.
be that'd be postseason. That'd be postseason, late postseason.
I think your schedule will be
Second
clear.
round ish.
I think your schedule is going to be
Don't
clear.
worry, we'll still all be in Steelers gear, even if they.
I know that's true.
We'll
I
have
do
to,
believe that
terrible
100%.
towel
Terrible,
as soon
terrible.
as it comes out.
Yep, after a terrible season, it's gonna be crazy.
Well, I'll bet you right now we finish with a better record than the Pats.
You
Make
are we
that
doing
bet.
this again?
Put that bet.
right now.
Put that bet on.
I'll let you know.
Oh,
okay.
come on.
Okay.
Come on.
No,
just
you got me with this last time, and then shit got shaken up right before the season started.
Y'all-
I called it
it
before
was the same
summer camp
scenario.
started.
Y'all won more last year, though, right?
No, that's not what we made the bet though.
Oh.
We made the bet the year before, right?
We had made the bet that the Patriots gonna make the playoffs when we just had Cam for the first time. Yeah.
Man, I'd take my chances with Mitch. Put that bet in.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Run this fool.
I feel real confident in it for
Mitch
real.
over Mac. That's all I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying.
We just seen Mac. Mac look ready. What we talking about?
Anyway,
3 passes. That's what we said.
what about you, Moss? Do you have any kids?
No, I did not have any kids.
Me neither.
But,
No announcements here.
just some regular stuff. Try to get stuff ready. Daughter birthday coming up a couple weeks,
Nice.
and trying to get some situations ready for that. But nothing crazy. Regular.
That's what's up.
What about yourself?
Family just got in town yesterday. Nieces and
Yeah.
nephews and everybody. So it's a packed house over at my parents' house. Probably be over there for quite a bit over the next month. They're here for 6 weeks, so it's no rush to fit everything in real quick. That's nice.
That's dope. Yeah.
Yeah, so plenty of
Y'all
time to
doing
chill.
family stuff.
What's that?
Y'all been doing a lot of family stuff together.
I mean, they just came in last night, so I went over there and hung out for the night. But yeah, I'm sure. I mean, with all those kids, they're gonna be trying to come up with stuff to do during the day. So I'm gonna just take random days off of work. I'm gonna take Thursday, Friday next week. Go do whatever they're doing.
Yeah, fast.
As much as I love to go visit, because it's just fun to be out of the country and everything. This is kind of perfect, because they're always around, and I could go over to the house anytime I want to.
Right.
But then I'm coming home every night and can come back to having my space again. So it's a little bit wild when you're around 7 extra people.
Yeah.
So like when I stay with them and stuff. So I'm excited. Should be a good time.
Good shit.
Other than that, not too much going on really. My biggest news of the week was probably our only football topic. Baker
yeah?
to the Panthers.
Oh, we starting out with Baker.
I was happy with it. I was excited. I mean, I think I've said that on here. If not, I definitely feel like we've talked about it while we were setting stuff up over the past couple months. But Baker's clearly better than every quarterback that we have on the roster right now.
So you think he's just sure going to start the season?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I would be gravely disappointed if Sam Darnold was
I was
starting.
like, ain't they
week one.
paying him more still?
Baker took a pay cut.
Well,
I'm saying they're paying Darnold more.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but they're gonna have to eat all those salaries anyway.
They were supposed to make the same amount.
Oh, I don't know.
This season because they're both on the 5th-year option.
Oh, but because he took the
about
Baker.
the same amount. Yeah, 18 million or whatever is the
Yeah, I think like 15
5th-year
the same.
option.
I want to say we're paying 5. I believe it was 5.
5 of it. Cleveland paying 10, and he took a $3.5
Yeah.
million
Yeah.
dollar
Gave up some money. Should have held off.
pay cut.
Yeah, I think it worked out well for us. We eating $5 million shouldn't be that big of a deal, I don't think, and we gave up a 5th round pick. So
Yeah,
I'm not overly concerned with that.
Yeah, you called this a while ago. You was planning on getting Baker.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, look. The day it happened, everybody and their brother wants to text me, ask me how I feel about the trade. And I was telling you before we were recording, work has been a pain in the fucking ass the last couple of days. So I was like, I'm not in the mood to talk to y'all about Baker Mayfield. Because everybody's got Baker jokes, of course. He became the brunt of all jokes last year when he really fell off. I don't think Baker is going to be a monster this year. Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to be a fairly average quarterback. And I think he's gone. I don't think he's a long-term Panther. Mm-hmm. But for this year, anybody but Darnold has been my stance for a long time. So I'm excited for that to be the case. But hey, if Baker comes out and plays great and they want to keep him, I'm fine with it if he's good. I always liked him for the most part. But I'm not expecting anything crazy. That's all I'm trying to say, I guess.
Understood. Yeah, I ain't got too much of a take on it. Just, got to see how it's going to play out.
Yeah, as big a news as it is for me and as a fan, the average quarterback to a below average team is not groundbreaking news.
It's crazy though.
What?
The fact that, I mean, when has this happened before in NFL history where the number 1 and the number 3 quarterback drafted in the same year on the same team?
Yeah, that is wild. That is wild.
Forget that they were drafted in the same draft class.
Oh,
and
you're talking about
the first, the only two quarterbacks, or only 3 quarterbacks that were drafted that year that are still on the same team would be who?
I don't know.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Who was the last?
Way late. Rudolph.
Yeah, Mason.
All 3 of them were relatively not late, but they were not top 10 picks, right? When was Josh Allen picked?
Josh Allen was 7th overall, so he wasn't.
Okay.
I think Rosen was 11th or something like that.
What a tough run for the first couple of guys. Not have very good careers.
Yeah. I mean, I think Baker will be fine. I think he'll be better than Darnold. I think.
How could you not?
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is just that I think Darnold is still more talented than Baker overall, probably skill set wise. But I mean, that shit don't show up on the field all the time, and he just makes some boneheaded mistakes.
Yeah, almost never.
Really excuse,
Baker's had 2. Statistically looking at his numbers, he's had 2 good seasons.
2 good seasons.
One
really solid.
Yeah, one of them was 27 touchdowns, 13 picks or something. Yeah, it might have been. And then the other one was 24 and 14 or something like that. Last year he got hurt and was trash. But he tried to play through that the whole time. If he's good, if he's healthy and puts up good numbers, he may end up getting another contract out of it with the Panthers. I don't know.
Well, I don't see it. The Panthers probably going to put him in a similar position that Cleveland put him in. We're not going to put we have fucking Christian McCaffrey if he's healthy.
Yeah.
We're going to run the fucking ball or get the ball to him the fastest way possible.
Yep.
But that's a game manager like Baker's dream. Just get the ball to the playmakers as fast as possible. He doesn't have to sit there and run around and do any crazy shit in the pocket or make any crazy plays with his feet on a consistent basis. That shouldn't be what you get Baker over there for.
And that's been his biggest detriment in his career.
Right.
Is trying to do too much. So
I would say,
hopefully it works.
What happens if Baker is the starter week 1?
What do you mean?
You're not the Carolina Panthers that say we're going to let $18 million sit on the bench.
I was about to say at the beginning, I was like, it'd be weird because you got to paying Darnold more to start Baker.
Well, and it's not the fact that they're paying him more; it's just that you're paying him so much.
Yeah,
you know, the NFL is a business at a certain point.
Yeah,
you're gonna want to move that asset. You know what I'm saying? If it's not an asset at that point.
If they could, I think they would move him.
Right.
I don't think they can. Because they're in the same boat. They would be in the same boat that Cleveland was just in, where somebody will take him for $4 million.
They will be forced to release him or trade him for pretty much nothing, like a seven.
Like Baker.
But
Same situation.
But it's going to be a situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who's going to pick up that entire $18 million? Same thing like Cleveland. Like nobody's going to necessarily want to do that.
They rolled the dice the day before the draft last year, when they had to decide if they were going to pick up his 5th-year option or not, or draft a quarterback. Basically, in my opinion, was the other decision.
Well, they did both.
Last year,
the Panthers picking up his option and then drafting a quarterback.
They picked up the option, but last year I don't think they drafted a quarterback.
Oh, not last year.
Yeah, it was just this year when they got corralled. Right. So once they picked up the option, they're stuck with the $18 million regardless.
Right, for sure.
I think that the roll of the dice was. Could this guy possibly turn into the guy that people thought when they drafted him and the Jets just fucked him up? Mm-hmm. Or is he really this bad? And they pretty quickly found out he's really this bad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So at this point, there was one bad decision made in picking up the contract, but you don't make two and play him over Baker just because you made one bad decision. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I don't see it being a thing.
Baker in the first place. Like you got to remember that.
Next year, after the season is over, Baker and Darnold are both free agents. So they're just. I think at this point they're just buying their time, and we've made these decisions. We're going to eat these contracts. Next year, a bunch of space will be free. Maybe Baker is good enough this year that he gets another deal. If he's not, then we walk away free and can turn it over to Corral or get another quarterback or whatever. But I like that they're done after this year.
Him and Corral in the same room is going to be pretty fucking wild. Those dudes are some
wild boys. Wild boys.
Yeah, for sure.
I like Baker, man. I'm excited, but I'm a realistic Panthers fan. I'm not expecting that this is like, oh shit, we got Baker now, playoff bound. I hope that they can stay around. They won 5 games last year. I would like them to win 7 or 8 this year, realistically.
Well, yeah, you got to think that
they're in a tough fucking division.
Because they got some names on defense, but
it
just hasn't been all put together for an entire season yet. So we'll see. But yeah, I respect the move. I think I would have loved to see somebody force Cleveland's hand a little bit more.
Yeah, me
to
too.
Make them
just release.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, that was, it's not even like their last option. It was probably like the second or third. Option is releasing because it's not that far behind. You got to trade them for pennies. You're gonna have to pay for something. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see a team force their hand to make them release them. But whatever. I'm actually kind of happy for Baker. I hope he has a good career going forward, or at least decent. Maybe he can land somewhere and be a backup or something. Another Case Keenum.
Ah, man, you had compliments. I was ready to give you props, but hey, it is what it is. Week 1 against the Browns. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and
that'll
of course
be fun.
The NFL sets it up that way as well too. It just makes you think.
But the schedule's already been set, right?
Yeah, I know. It just makes you think though. It's like
Mr. Conspiracy over here.
You know what I'm saying? It's always some shit like that happens.
If you schedule enough games, there's going to be these things that come up.
I guess, man, it's always these fucking, I don't know, it's just wild. And what does that say about Baker? That Cleveland's willing to say, like, hey, we'll see you week 1, motherfucker. We'll know Deshaun Watson. Fuck it.
Says that we can't go into the season with you as also on our roster. That was a done deal. It is what it is. I was excited. NBA free agency and stuff has been going crazy. So many trade rumors, actual trades, re-ups on contracts. Everybody in the NBA gets paid $45 million a year now. It's insane.
Big money. Big contracts.
The money that is going around to everybody is just crazy, son.
It's still going up every year.
The top guys, of course, are getting paid, but I'm more shocked when I see like the PJ Tucker contracts and stuff like that. I want to say he got something like $12 million a year. I just don't think of him being that guy. He went to
I
the
mean,
Bucks.
when you see what he's done, the last 2 teams he's been on, he's helped them in the playoffs a lot.
No,
He's played a big piece.
He's a valuable role player on playoff teams consistently. Like,
Right.
he clearly is worth it. It's just my brain still doesn't have the new NBA numbers in it. So I think of him as like a 7th man.
Oh yeah, like $12 million is light.
$12 million to a
contract
7th
right
man.
there
I'm
in
like,
the
what
NBA.
the fuck is that about? But that's just the going rate. That just is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't mean to bring up PJ Tucker as our first contract. It was just an example of everybody is getting paid. But I have a hard time remembering all the big signees and stuff. Feel free to rattle them off.
It kind of started off with the Jalen Brunson shit, I guess you could say, with them New York Knicks signing him to that $100 million deal.
It was like
Then
5
that
years.
shit was that shit
5
was
years,
nuts
$100
to
million,
me.
yeah.
That's what I was like. Oh, everybody just getting paid.
Nah, it's what happens. Jalen Brunson had a great year, great season.
He
Like
did.
he showed that he's a legitimate offensive
Well,
threat.
And in
his
the
great
playoffs.
season, he averaged like 14 points or some shit, right? I mean, he wasn't.
Something like
Because you
that.
playing with
Probably.
Luka. Luka was hurt for a lot of the season. The games he was out, Jalen was holding it down.
That's a fair
Like he was
point.
the main
For
number
sure.
one guy during that
That's a
time.
fair
I'm not saying he's a bad player, but $100 million. So you be like, God damn.
But that's-
you just gotta be an
That's
average
actually
guy.
light. They kind of got off with that.
Yeah, well,
he could have asked for more.
That's my point, though. Is I feel the same way you do. But are we wrong?
Yeah, probably so.
If
Definitely.
PJ Tucker got 12, then
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson getting 20, and you see the other stars hitting for 45 and 50.
Yeah.
That might not be
It's
that
adequate.
much.
Knicks could have had to pay him more. They really could have had to pay. Getting off
I mean,
100 mil
yeah,
5
it's
years.
just-
That's a
the
good
guy
deal
out
right there.
Making, $9-10 million gotta feel like shit.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
that's crazy.
He's just trying to survive till the next contract.
right.
Yeah.
When is it
I'm
my
always trying to
turn?
survive the motherfucking $10 million contract.
That's how that
Wild
shit
stuff,
goes.
son.
That happened. What the fuck? Will Barton. Then the big Bradley Beal. He re-signed
Yeah.
back with the Wizards. So big stupid max again.
So
This
he
makes
opted
sense.
out of his last year.
Yeah.
So that he could re-up for 5 years, I believe. 5 years, 267 million or
You said he's
something.
the
Yeah.
only person in the NBA with a
251.
true no trade clause.
Is that who they were talking about?
Yeah.
I
He's
He's the
remember
only
seeing that.
one. LeBron ain't got that. I'm pretty sure LeBron got no trade clause.
Yeah, but apparently
I don't
his
believe
shit
he
is like
does.
concrete. Like I guess it's different from everybody else's.
They were saying that there was something like 12 of those full no trade clauses in like NBA history.
Okay, yeah.
It really was. I was shocked
that's
too
nice.
that it wasn't a bigger amount
makes sense.
of players.
At this point, well, that's 2 maxes. He gave him like $500 million in contracts.
Right.
Yeah, you're not. You gonna have that in there a little bit.
Well, I would tell him, hey, fuck, it shouldn't be anywhere else.
Yeah, I was
What the
thinking
fuck?
if there's ever a player that doesn't need a no trade clause,
Right. Shouldn't be the fuck
Right.
about
trying to
here.
make sure I'm locked into the Wizards. Okay, sure, we'll give you
Nobody
that.
ever remember Bradley Beal.
I mean, to be real,
I do think that too.
they got some pretty good pieces on their team right now. If he stays healthy, they have a decent squad.
They did make a little run last year. They
Yeah.
became competitive to some extent and stuff.
Kuzma played great with them.
It's
I
hard.
got
to imagine.
Porzingis. They got a nice little squad.
Yeah, we know you don't know Porzingis is over.
Right. Yeah.
It is hard to imagine them ever being like beyond an 8 seed.
Yeah.
But hey,
And then
this is what it is. Oh, that's something though.
What?
Go ahead. What were you gonna bring up? I wanted to talk about that Beal, Portland. Just went blank on man's name.
Dame.
Dame.
Yeah.
That conversation we were having about
I forgot what it was about. What was it about?
loyalty and the staying at home for the big money and
Oh, I was
stuff.
saying they like the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But were you going to talk about? You want to go there, or you want to talk
I
about?
was going to talk
whatever
about
you wanna bring
Kyrie, but we can talk about that before we get there.
up? All right. So Dame, we had this conversation like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Before Dame just re-signed last night or extended his contract by 2 years. 2 years, 122 million.
Yeah.
Adding 60 a year onto those
Yeah.
back 2 years. That shit
doubling
is
down.
nuts.
Going nowhere.
But we were talking about Dame's loyalty. We were like, yo, Dame at this point is too loyal. He's going to end up playing his whole career with a bad team that can't rebuild or can't get it together or whatever.
Right.
I kind of agree with that sentiment. At this point, like, if he really wants to win a championship as, like, top priority, I think at this point, like, you've given Portland enough chances that we are to the point where you might need to go somewhere else.
And you're almost when you keep reading up like this, you're almost boxing out any chance of another max player coming to play with you. Because you're getting all the money.
I mean, that's true.
Like, it's going to be hard for somebody to come in and demand a $150 million contract when you're making $250.
I mean, it seems that way, but it also seems like teams put together any contracts that they want to.
I'm sure it could happen if they gave away a lot of shit, but it seems more unlikely.
Yeah, I agree with you.
When you keep taking re-ups every 2-3 years.
But we were talking about that, and I think we're both kind of on the same page with that. The Beal situation came up.
Yeah.
And I have no basis for this, but I do look at them as two different situations. Because the Wizards have never been any good, they've never threatened to make a run at all. To me, Beal's opt back in for the big contract feels more like financially driven, like as the number one priority.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's financially driven in all of it, though.
Yeah, all contracts are financially driven to an extent, but I'm saying it looks like his number one priority is I want to make as much money as I can, and the winning part is not that important. There's nothing wrong with that, if that is the case, but that's what it looks like to me. When I look at Dame's situation, because they were so close 2 or 3 years ago, I can't remember exactly, they were in the conference finals.
Yeah, they were.
And they've had multiple times where they're like expected to be one of the better teams. His feels more to me like the Giannis desire of I want to do this here where I built this organization kind of thing.
Win. Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like those are two different things? Or do you think it's the same situation?
After that season, for that season, you could say that it makes sense for them to stay there. They got that close when they went to the conference finals. But then it's like they fell off since then. And he got hurt a lot. He was hurt a lot for the last couple seasons. But now he's doubled down again, and they basically in a rebuild right now. Like, they have no shot to make it to a championship this year. They went full rebuild, gave away CJ, and they re-signed Simons for the big deal, or Simmons, how you say his name. He's a baller, but it's like you just implemented a younger CJ. He's gonna do the same thing that CJ did for you, pretty much the same type of player. So it's like you didn't improve the team, and now y'all kind of starting from the ground up again with the full rebuild, getting rid of all them players, and you double down on more money. It's like, all right, I mean, how far do you think this is going to go right now?
I mean, I don't disagree. Like, I do think it's unlikely they're going to make this run. But in the NBA, a rebuild can happen dumb fast. Like, it's different than football. And that if they make a trade for Kevin Durant, if you have Durant and Dame, I'm not saying they're a championship team immediately, but, like, it's a completely different outlook instantly. So it's possible, but I don't disagree with you. I don't think we were on the same page when you don't see Beal's decision to re-sign the same way as Dame's.
I kind of feel like it's kind of the same. Yeah, I think it's kind of the same. Because it's like, when you put like, I don't think they trying to win because they taking a max, it's like, I don't think that's true at all. I think, of course, he wants to win. He's going out there to play to win. He's not going out there like, I don't give a fuck about these games. I'm paid. I don't think neither one of them have that mentality at all. I think they both are trying to win. Of course, they're not a very good team. They're not that good of a team compared to other teams in the East. But it's just like, I don't think that is.
The stat sheet, bro.
I think everybody watches their stats.
I'm not saying they're going out onto the floor like I don't give a fuck if we win this game.
Right.
But if you sign back with a team that is at the bottom and has been at the bottom for my entire lifetime, like, I can't say that your priority is to go get a championship. As much as I hate LeBron and all of his and Durant too, I borderline hate Durant now.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because you'll kill a player for leaving, but it's like the loyalty comes to the place where it's like, this is my team. It's another thing in that too, like, this is really legitimately my team. Y'all letting this be known, and y'all giving me the reins of this team right now. I think a lot of players want that shit. They want to have their own team. Like, you're the guy. This is your squad. You think of the Wizards, you're thinking of Bradley Beal. You think of Portland, you're thinking of Damian Lillard. Everybody wants to have that position on the team.
When I think about the Wizards, I think about a terrible franchise.
Yeah,
I don't associate any one player necessarily.
I think of John Wall, honestly.
If anything.
That's wild, but that's who I think of.
He was their guy at one point.
Loyalty is legacy. You can't have a legacy without building or without winning. It starts there. Like, it's not just about putting up statistics and stuff like that. It's the number one statistic is winning.
Not necessarily. individually.
I don't think
you could be a Hall of Famer and not be of a winning franchise.
Not very many players have the top-notch legacy without the wins.
At least some regular season or some kind of postseason success.
I mean, you can be individually great and will be discussed as like he was a great player, but I don't think that real like cemented legacy is done individually.
I mean,
it has to have the
like
wins with it.
I don't even know what great player do we speak of that didn't win.
You said what great player do we speak of that didn't win? Win what? A championship?
Win at all?
I mean, there's layers to it. Obviously, we have the championship discussion.
Losing Owens 82 records.
Yeah, but I think
you know what I mean when I say.
How many players do you talk about that are not consistently in the playoffs? I mean, there's a whole other discussion when you get into like the GOAT talk and we're talking who's got the most rings and all that shit. But there's a whole other discussion when you're a superstar that doesn't make the playoffs consistently. I think that does look different.
Probably.
I'm trying to think of like other players that
I feel like we speak of a lot of players that we know is that can ball, even if they ain't on a winning team. Like Bradley Beal's one of those guys, you know, he can ball and give you buckets.
Yeah.
When we think back on the game of basketball, the best players that you could think of.
I mean, that just depends on the recency of you remembering the history of what happened.
But I think that was
a lot of players that went on winning teams that was nice.
Yeah, I think that's his point with legacy is we talk about those other guys right now that are in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
3 years from now, 5 years from now, whenever they're not in the league, their names are erased from history and from people's minds. For any of them,
from legends to the least known player.
That's not.
As time goes by, like if they're not in your face and people aren't telling you about them frequently, like a Michael Jordan or like a Shaq or a Kobe, you're not seeing them all the time. Then you're not going to be talking about them like that on a regular. Certain players.
Oh,
like a certain players that we grew up knowing, like a T-Mac. We all know who T-Mac was like that.
Yeah, but
he don't get brought up in these conversations.
He's somewhat notorious for not having playoff success.
I mean, he has though. He's been in the Western Conference Finals. He's making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. He's never won a ring, but he's had some winning postseasons. He just ain't never got to the finals.
I don't have all the information to look at that, but I don't remember him as being a guy that was in the playoffs or deep in the playoffs very often.
But I'm saying when we talk about T-Mac, we'll talk about him in good grades. Like T-Mac was that guy.
He's a Hall of Fame player.
Exactly, and so will Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard.
Yeah, but
they will be Hall of Fame players.
I don't know if Bradley Beal will be a Hall of Famer, bro. I don't think so.
He will. I mean, NBA Hall of Fame
I don't know
is
what the criteria is or anything like that. But they need to change the shit if they allow Bradley Beal. Unless Bradley Beal does something different
he just had like a
5 years,
35 point per game average like last season.
Yeah, when you ball like that,
he probably will be a Hall of Fame.
He'll
probably be a Hall of Fame.
I don't know. I wouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame, but I don't have a vote, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I see what you're saying. As far as T-Mac is still talked about as being a great player, I think T-Mac is discussed as
that's never been done to in the game.
Yeah,
so it's different.
I think he is still discussed like in a different tier than most of the other guys that we talk about from his time that were also up there. But he was kind of like a cultural icon as well.
Yeah,
you said T-Mac was a cultural icon.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
as far as what?
Him, Vince, and
he had
AI.
Nice dunks, and he could ball.
Him, Vince Carter, and AI were like those are the guys that you think of from our era when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was just they were the style, the shoes.
I want to be Bradley Beal.
I don't know about that.
It's not happening.
I feel pretty confident. I feel pretty confident about that too.
Ain't nobody saying all shit.
I don't know about that, man.
I came out to Bradley Beal.
You just saying shit. Like, what you mean? How you ain't talking to no kids to know this? How do you just putting your own picture on people we ain't talking to?
It's something that you didn't got a poll. I didn't know you real.
You don't think Bradley Beal has fans that looked up to him?
I'm not saying he don't have fans.
What are you talking about?
But ain't nobody saying I want to like emulate my game after Bradley Beal. I don't think that comes up.
I disagree altogether.
I think that's a totally.
There's a real thing about like endorsement type shit. Like I think part of the reason I think of T-Mac as being like an icon,
he was,
is because of like the shoes and stuff. We're a part of like everybody had T-Macs, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Devin Booker kind of is in like his moment right now where he just, I don't know what his shoe thing is, but he just re-upped on some shoe contract and then got the cover of 2K. It's like that's something that does put him in people's memories beyond just what he does on the court.
Yeah.
I don't think Beal has that, to my knowledge.
Okay. Well, he might not have that, but I'm pretty sure he has people that look up to him. He's a max player guy in the NBA.
I'm sure he got like 7 or 8
y'all saying
fans.
that he has no fans is ridiculous to me.
I didn't say
what y'all
that,
talking about?
But I don't know how that became the discussion.
All I'm saying is you go to any court and you're not gonna see no kids out there saying, yeah, like all I do is watch Bradley Beal tutorials and shit like that. Like I'm trying to be the next Bradley Beal. I don't think people are saying that. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Okay.
I agree.
You just putting your opinions on people we don't know what they talk about. But I'm pretty sure you're a max player in the NBA. You got fans.
I would say there's probably one person out there.
He's got 7 or 8 fans.
Yeah.
But this is coming from us being in Virginia where we don't have a team. Like people in DC love the Wizards. They're gonna be fans of Bradley Beal.
They don't.
Like in certain areas, like it is what that's what it is.
Don't even go to Wizards games, man.
Oh, that's not true.
This is one of the.
That's not true. Y'all just saying stuff that's not true.
Nah,
y'all think the stands be empty at Wizards games?
They do.
Big ass city in DC.
They do.
People don't really go to Wizards games.
I watched mad Wizards games this year while I was
tickets in the NBA. Bro.
Yeah, they're cheap tickets, but are people not buying them?
Yes, that's why they're cheap. That's why they're cheap.
That's why you reduce the price.
Okay.
Now, it's one of those things. We're bringing up a general discussion, and you're going to like, he has no fans. Like, come on, you get the point we're making.
I know. I'm not going to say that don't nobody look up to Bradley Beal. I don't think that's true.
Nobody
I think people in St. Louis might look up to him. He's from there. Jason Tatum looked up to Bradley Beal growing up. He's older than his older brother.
You're the only one saying that.
I just gave you an example. Jason Tatum, one of the greatest players in the league. He looked up to Bradley Beal growing up. They grew up in the same city, went to the same high schools. Like,
and then he surpassed Beal and doesn't give a fuck anymore. Nobody knows Bradley.
Not true at all. He still looks at them like that.
Your basis of your discussion is, I'm sure he has fans.
And I gave you one. That's a great NBA player that looked up to him before he was in the NBA.
But listen to what I'm saying. Nobody's arguing that he doesn't have any fans. This is turned into a debate of does he have...
We're literally saying there ain't no kids that look at Bradley Beal like that. Right. You're wrong. I just gave you one.
When we debate, I believe there's some hyperbole involved. Say, you think he really meant that 0 people in the world?
That's what he said.
Come on, boss. But 2 plus 2 is 4. Son, put this shit together.
Don't use Jason Tatum as a fucking example, as if this dude.
What greater example?
This dude has a shrine of Kobe Bryant. Where is his Bradley Beal shrine anywhere?
Okay,
we know.
I follow Tatum. He bigs up Bradley Beal a fucking lot. It's like his big bro in the league.
Yeah, I'm
talking
sure
about?
They're tight. I'm sure he says respectful things about Bradley Beal.
You're smarter.
Bradley Beal has a good game, like a good overall. I'm not saying he's a bad basketball player. Nobody's saying that. It's just that how much will you remember Bradley Beal when his career is over? It's gonna be a fucking blip. Nobody's going to remember this.
I don't know.
I can't get past this. When he said that nobody cares about Bradley Beal, you actually believe that he meant 0 people are fans of Bradley Beal.
When you say nobody, you mean nobody, right? Or do you mean anything else other than nobody?
You're smarter than this, bro. You're smarter than this.
Now I'm not using exactly what you say is what it is. I gotta think of what are we talking about?
Nobody talks about sports or music and says like nobody listens to that and actually means there's nobody in the world that listens. You know not to take that literal.
Okay. So
I'm supposed to
let him get off. Nobody is a fan of Bradley Beal. I'm not letting him get that off.
All right,
it's a tactic that he's using.
Y'all come at me coming at what you're saying.
Every debate this happens when there's like a general topic being debated, and then one person says something like that, putting a little sauce on it. You're a Joe Budden fan. You know about putting sauce on shit and not actually meaning that. I don't agree with that.
So he has fans. You said, but who is it though? And then I named one. And y'all like, oh, you gonna use Jason Tatum? So any combat that I have to it is gonna be wrong. I guess.
If your plan,
I'm supposed to just let you get off. Bradley Beal ain't got no fans. All right, sure.
We're gonna take everything literally. I'm gonna do this the rest of the time with Pot. Don't say anything exaggerated. I'm gonna hold you to it. This is retarded. But let's do the other
so
signings
because I was against it.
No,
if I let it fly and be like, you're right. Nobody fuck with Bradley Beal. We would have moved on. It would have been nothing.
No, it's not about you going together. You're not adding two things together that you know what the answer is. You want to debate something retarded. But let's talk about these other signees. We can debate them too, I'm sure.
The who?
Anything else with the NBA, I'm done with Bradley Beal. This motherfucker. We gave him more coverage than he's had the entire year.
We gotta talk about the guy.
Kyrie?
No, we're not. Just talking about Kyrie. We're not talking about him yet.
Kyrie,
we didn't talk about him enough.
What? KD?
I knew you about to go.
We gotta talk about KD.
Oh,
I don't have anything to say about Kyrie. He re-signed. It is what it is. Brooklyn doesn't want him, but it is what it is.
The funny thing
KD is the guy now.
He opts into his contract, and it's like the day after.
Some philosopher.
We find out that KD has approached.
It was literally the same day, like hours later.
Oh yeah, well, the same day or after, whatever. Like KD says, y'all gotta trade me up out of here. So
requested a trade.
What is this? What does that mean?
I'll take KD's side for just a quick second. This is only reported. KD hasn't said anything
at all. Well, he did do his podcast. He said a little bit. He ain't really say nothing like
about a trade
specifically, but it was.
I didn't know about that. But part of negotiation shit is leverage. I think it's completely possible that he is putting pressure back on the Nets to do whatever he wants to do. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. I just when it gets into like contract negotiation stuff. He could have asked for a trade. Wouldn't be shocked by that in the slightest. He might not have. He might be trying to make some moves or help Kyrie out in some way. I don't know. But that's possible. If he is asking for a trade, that little bitch, I hate that motherfucker. I hate him so bad. If the reports are true that the two people they said he could be traded to or would want to be traded to are the Heat and the Suns, the two #1 seeds from this year, get the fuck out of here, you pussy. Damn, I hate him so much.
You should have said it any better.
I hate him so much.
My problem with it is just that like, who the fuck is going to trade? Who the fuck can trade for Kevin Durant?
Nobody. Who
can trade for you?
What is that? Why do you say that?
With what? Their life? A soul?
What does this mean?
Who has the assets to get a Kevin? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes it trade worthy?
Well, everybody has assets to get KD. Just everybody gonna give up their assets,
right? You gonna have to empty everything you have.
It's really about the Nets.
Nobody has like a Lakers type package to what they did with for eight. Not even that close for what they traded for AD type thing. Nobody even has anything that close. I don't think that they're willing to give up at this point.
You're combining two things. Everybody has people they can give up to get KD if they want them on their team. I think most teams have the guys that they want that they're not going to let go, like a Tatum, like a Devin Booker, like a Cat, and fucking Anthony Edwards. They're not going to let these players go. But that's what they're going to ask for KD.
That's why the Nets are in a shitty spot.
Yeah.
It's because there's no way they can get the return that they need to if they trade him.
Yeah.
They want Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
But to give him up, they're going to have to ask for insane shit like the deal that is reported that they offered to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Cat and Anthony Edwards and 4 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Minnesota probably slammed that shit in their face.
Yeah.
KD's incredible, but like he's an older player. You want us to give up our 2 future stars and the next 4 picks that we got? That's insanity.
That's what's necessary.
Right. I agree with you. I agree with you.
We're not coming
Same with the Suns. They won Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. We're going to our best player. For our best player.
Who the fuck do you think
we want 4 best players.
Yeah, exactly. We're giving you KD. We want Devin Booker.
It's early. It's early in free agency. You got to ask for those packages first.
Yeah, you
and try to. Somebody will try to come down. The whole league wants him. Like I don't think there's a team in the league that doesn't want KD.
Over half the league is talking to the Nets.
Right. But it's just, I just hate it. We had
y'all really hate it.
I hate it.
This appears to be the weakest move of Kevin Durant's career. I was fine. I know people said that when he chose to go to Golden State. I was actually fine with that. I thought he was, again, I've said this several times over the past couple months, he was an idiot for leaving. And Golden State has shown him that at this point, of course. But at this
why you gotta be an idiot though?
At this point, bro,
but wait,
Brooklyn has pretty much done everything. Like they put together a team. Kevin Durant just can't lead a team. He has to go somewhere and be a second fiddle. He has to go somewhere and just be a player.
I think that's true.
I don't agree with that part.
That's true at all.
I don't. I think he could. They got last year. If Kyrie plays the whole season, and they don't get Ben Simmons being a bitch, like I think if they ran back the team that they have right now into next season,
they'll be fine.
They would be a top favorite in the East for sure,
well,
and a potential championship contender.
Even weaker than me because, like,
I don't disagree with that.
How many other teams are you gonna go to where you have 2 All-Stars on your team? You got fucking 2 All-Stars.
Yeah.
On your team.
What 2 All-Stars?
Kyrie and Ben Simmons is a fucking All-Star.
Oh, all right. I don't count Ben Simmons until he plays again. Like he ain't even in the question. He ain't in the conversation to me.
That's fair.
He didn't play a game, so he's not in the conversation.
Have 2 former All-Stars on their roster with Kevin Durant or a Kevin Durant-like player.
None that are not going to have to give them up to get him.
For you to say, I can't run it back, and I don't think I can step on the entire NBA with the squad I got right now, you a pussy.
Why you call it? See, I think
gotta be.
All right. It's a lot of different ways and reasons for what's going on right now. I think the easiest way to look at it is to call him a pussy because he asked for a trade. Of course, you could say they did the same thing when he went to Golden State. They was calling him weak and pussy. You going to the best team and da-da-da-da. But it's like, you got to put in context, like, he's still him. He's earned himself the right to make these moves and do these things that he wants to do. I think the issue is based in with the Nets front office. I think him and Kyrie got some type of issue with the front office. I think Kyrie is like his man. I think it's really one of his good friends. I think the fact that they didn't want to extend Kyrie for a longer contract, and they wanted to give him like a year-to-year type of situation. I think he might be looking at his man's like, I think that's fucked up. Like, I brought him here. I want him to be here with me. If we ride and give him the contract, I think KD might have an issue with that, as well as Kyrie.
No, I think you're right about that. I do think that's probably the reason.
The Kyrie move, I thought it was funny because everybody's talking about that he was probably going to leave because he was waiting to the deadline before he announced that he was going to opt in, and he opted in. I think he opted in because they have a better chance of trading him with him opting into his contract than they do if he just becomes a free agent. Because if he becomes a free agent, then you got to give him a max wherever he goes. And most teams don't have the money to do that, to give Kyrie what he wants. They say he wants to go to the Lakers. The best chance of him getting to the Lakers if he stays with Brooklyn and they make an even trade, getting Russ and some other package and getting him over there. It's easier to do that with him opting in for him to be a free agent.
How bad would that look for Kyrie to go running back to daddy? Let's talk about that.
People gonna shit on him, of course.
I gotta go run back to daddy.
Kyrie don't care.
They don't give a shit about that.
I don't care about that.
Same as KD. I don't care if you get shit about what people got to say either.
But let's stay on KD.
That's what the media gonna do.
I'm just saying, bro.
Kyrie is Kyrie. He's gonna do whatever he wants, and he doesn't care what the media thinks. Yeah. But Kyrie, what you were saying at the beginning is easy to say he's pussy or whatever, and then you that's what I meant. Yeah. And then you gave the rest of your thoughts on that. I think you're right about most of that. But the KD thing, it's not a one-time situation. Like, one time something happens, you make a move, try to make your path a little easier, go to a good team or whatever. The Warriors was the first time. Yeah. A lot of people didn't like that. I didn't think that was a big move. I didn't think it was a big deal because, back then my opinion was once LeBron did the super team thing, you got a super team back, and he just one-upped it. It is what it is. Yeah. But, like, when you continually leave situations to try to go find a better one, it's a habit at that point. And then I think it's fair to make the assumptions, and obviously we're being extra calling a pussy and going off and shit, but I think it's a reasonable thing to say that he clearly doesn't have any desire to work through adversity on the team that he's on. He would prefer to just go to a better team anytime it doesn't work. I don't think that's that crazy to say.
Well, this is really the second time that he's asked to leave a team. He was with OKC for 9 years. They got to the finals, lost to LeBron. And of course, it looks bad when you go to the Warriors or whatever. Or they didn't lose to LeBron, lost to the Warriors, excuse me. Go to the Warriors and then help them win 2 more rings. But at the same time, like, I was looking at the Draymond interview the other day. Like, he straight up said, yo, we needed KD to come to us to help us to beat LeBron. Like he admitted to that, and people was making it like, "Oh, you teaming up with them? They already 7-3." But LeBron beat them that year. That 7-3 and whatever record they had, he won. He beat them. Came back down 3-1.
NBA also assisted. Yeah, we're not gonna rehash that.
However way it happened, the greatest. They had the greatest record of all time in the NBA, and they lost to LeBron. They single-handedly.
KD. That's a nice thing for him to say, but they certainly needed.
Was KD not the best player on that team when he came there?
Yeah, but they didn't need him.
They needed him to completely demolish.
Draymond's reason was saying teams have started to figure them out, and at this point, yeah, we all know Steph has always been a great shooter. At this point, Steph wasn't at the point where he was playing like he's playing now, where I can get a bucket anytime I want. Steph wasn't playing like that. Steph was playing passive, and we would get his shots in when he would get his shots in. He wasn't being as dominant as he has been now, and he's bulked up and hit the weight room and did all this other shit.
If Draymond doesn't get suspended, they won that series.
They win that series.
I hear that debate. Sure.
And
I mean, we don't know, but they didn't need it. They weren't like, "Oh, we're fucked without Kevin Durant." It's a nice thing for him to say.
Y'all can disagree with it. I'll take the guy that's been on the team will know what he's talking about with his team. I'm always gonna take the player what the player is saying about his team that he's on.
I don't think they go back to back without him, but could they possibly win another championship?
They went to 3.
You were making a bigger point.
They went to 3 finals.
I don't think they could win back to back without him. I'm not gonna argue that. All I'm saying is with the Kevin Durant shit is that, I mean, you can't say it doesn't look weak overall. He had the team this year. To me, he's just not a leader of men, and that's fine too.
Okay.
He's a good basketball player. He's a weapon to use.
But
he needs to go.
He's one of the greatest players of all time.
Excellent basketball player for sure. But he needs a team that already has an established leader. He can't be that guy. He's too emotional, too up and down. His team is going to crash when his mood does. Can't be that guy.
I don't agree with none of that.
He needs to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, his play on the court is always top tier. I don't think like he's ever affected by that. I do get the vibes that he's not like. You say not a leader. I agree with that, but I think people take that worse than it is. Like you can still be great and not be a leader. I don't think that's his personality, where he's trying to galvanize the crew and get everybody together to take.
There's many ways and he's like.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't have to be the vocal leader.
No, definitely.
You could be a leader by example. I'm pretty sure.
Huh? You think Tim Duncan was a vocal leader, or people just saw Tim Duncan and was like, "Oh, that I got mad."
You're making my point. There's plenty of different ways to lead.
I know he didn't hear you.
No, Kevin Durant possesses none of those skills.
That's false.
That's all I'm saying. He doesn't possess a leadership skill.
He doesn't have to be the vocal leader, but every team he's been on, he's been the leader. You can't say he hasn't.
He wasn't the leader of that Golden State.
He was, though. He was the best player on that team.
Right.
What do you tell you was the leader of the team?
That doesn't mean you're the leader because you're the best player.
Whoever they clear out and get the ball to in the last few seconds on the clock, you're the leader of the team, dog.
No, you're not.
That's exactly what that is. All right.
No, it doesn't. Okay. Draymond is a leader of the Golden State Warriors. That doesn't mean you clear out and give him an ISO.
Draymond is good vocally for the Warriors and doing the garbage man type shit. He's not the person that they pin on to get them a bucket for the win.
Right.
That's the leader of your team gets that role.
Jordan Poole, but that doesn't mean Jordan Poole will ever be a leader on anybody's team ever.
They don't give him the bucket at the end of the games. He's not a leader of the team.
He's taking plenty of big shots for the Warriors throughout the season.
When Curry and such and such on the floor, when he's the number one player on the floor, when Curry and Clay and them on the floor, they're not making plays for Poole while you're on the same court. What are you talking about?
This is a side conversation. Yeah. Like,
look, I'm just saying,
my whole point is you can lead in different ways. Every team KD has been on, he's been the leader.
You can't lead if you run, though. I agree that you can be a leader in different ways, but you can't lead if when you get to the adversity, you go elsewhere. You can't lead that way.
If that's what y'all think, why he's leaving, I don't think he's leaving because he got swept. I think y'all emphasizing because of how he got in the playoffs. I don't think that's the reason he's leaving. I know it may look that way, but in the scope of things, I think it's more shit behind the scenes that we don't know as to why he's requesting the trade.
Perception is reality.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Don't know what?
That it's behind the scenes stuff that's making him leave.
I know.
Right, it's just perception.
I don't know what the behind the scenes
is.
But the perception is because he got swept on, now he asked him to leave, so he a bitch. I don't think that's too easy and low hanging fruit to say. Oh, that's. I don't think KD's that guy at all.
I don't think it has anything to do with specifically being swept. It's just once things, it is what it is.
Go ahead. I'm going to tell you this. I know he's not a leader because he was punked by the leaders on each one of his previous teams. And that would have been Russell Wilson Russell Westbrook in any clutch situation was not giving that man the ball. And we've seen that countless times. And he didn't demand anything. He didn't change the way that the Oklahoma City Thunder was playing basketball at any point in time. He didn't lead that team. And when Draymond told him during the game and got Kevin Durant, pretty much the reason why he left is when he told him, we don't need you. No person on any team tells a leader that. It just doesn't happen. You're more respected than that as a leader. I mean, so those are my two examples of why Kevin Durant decided.
What Draymond, that's how Draymond is.
He may not be 100% right, but those are examples.
Well, what I see. But either way, it'd just be interesting to me to see if anybody can actually make a trade happen. I don't really see it happening.
I think we see KD and Kyrie both play for the Nets this season.
I do too. I told you. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right that it is just behind the scenes. I think KD, whenever he had like the burner stuff back in the day, once that came out, from that point forward, Kevin Durant changed like his whole persona. I don't know if he changed as a person or just his persona. KD does what he wants too. Like, he's not that different from Kyrie. It does make sense that they're boys.
Yeah.
So I think once they gave Kyrie a hard time, he was like, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Let me go. But I 100% agree that that's going to be the team next year. They'll be back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think they'll make that happen right now before the season to make any type of trade move.
If it does go to shit.
One of the biggest in NBA history, bro.
If the whole thing goes to shit and he ends up playing somewhere else and they have to trade Kyrie and all this stuff too, it will bring me great joy to watch the Nets collapse as well.
Why is that?
They tried to heat this shit up and they thought they were like the kings of New York and stuff, and it just never really clicked, in my opinion. Yeah, they never did this take over the city like they thought. They got embarrassed in the first round of the playoffs
at the same time.
No, 100%.
There's a lot of issues.
But I don't really care for that franchise.
When are they just going to combine the Nets and the Knicks?
Never.
No, it's never going to happen.
Never.
The Knicks will never.
Yeah, no reason.
The Knicks are the Knicks.
Get a good team out of it.
They might send them back to Jersey, you know.
Right. Get the fuck out of here.
But
what else? What other stuff?
A big trade. Fucking Rudy Gobert to the Timberwolves. Who would they give up for?
It was like 5 first-round picks. It was the one that they just drafted this year and 4 more. Pat Bev and 2 other scrubs.
Yeah, they just threw them in there.
I thought it was a great trade.
Vanderbilt, he's a pretty good player.
For both teams, to be honest with you. Oh, I didn't know Vanderbilt.
Yeah, he's part of it.
Still a role player, but I won't call him trash. I thought it worked great. Obviously, the Suns get a lot in return as far as future compensation is concerned.
You mean the Jazz?
Yeah, whoever they are.
Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz, you're right. They'll use probably some of those picks, but at some point they'll probably just trade those picks for somebody big, I would imagine. If not this year, next.
Yep.
So they get back something decent in return, and I think it really helps the Timberwolves. Their worst, they could score with anybody last year. They couldn't stop anybody. He's the best defensive big man in the league. I think that's a good move.
Yeah, I think it's a terrible move, to be honest with you. I think they have a pretty solid team, and I don't think the defense they needed was a Gobert. I think they probably needed like a wing defensive type guy to me. But I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I don't like the idea of having 2 big ass centers playing bigs when this is a wing lead. So all they're gonna do is put them in pick and rolls and do them dirty because they can't guard nobody outside of the paint area, outside the 16-foot area or whatever. I think this might hurt them in the end of the day because, like I said, everybody plays through their wings in this league at this point. There's not many teams that play through their center unless you got Embiid or Jokic or Giannis. If you don't got one of those 3 guys, you're not necessarily playing through your big too much.
Offensively, they did play through Towns, though, a lot. They played through Towns a lot offensively.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could put Towns in that. And I guess I'm just talking about like one of the better big men in the league. Usually play through those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say he's a beat or anything, but they do play through him offensively. And defensively, he's going to be a liability no matter what. Cat is. Like, he's not a great defender.
Yeah.
But what Gobert is.
He just got to get better.
At least you can.
I mean, only time's going to tell, but I thought it made sense.
I don't have a take.
I don't think Beverly is. He's credited for his historic defense on guards. He's still a good defender. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a bad defender, but I think his defense may be slightly overrated for the point in his career that he's at now.
Yeah, definitely expendable.
He's not shutting down Steph or anything like that.
Anybody.
But it is what it is.
Best trade is the Boston Celtics picking up Malcolm Brogdon.
That was a great
scraps
trade. For absolutely nothing.
None of our rotation best players got put in this deal at all.
Fuck best rotation players. You didn't even hardly give up guys that were in a rotation.
Probably the best player out of the package was Tyson. Tyson got off the bench.
Expendable.
Yeah.
Gave him away before and brought him back.
Yeah,
is that the little white kid?
A first round pick. Who?
No, that's Pritchett. I don't even know who the fuck Naismith is. Oh, is that James Naismith's son?
Big moves. Say we needed a point guard, playmaker point guard, we got him. Now we got a good rotation between him, Smart, and Pritchard to step in them roles and do what they got to do.
Plus, he's a great defender.
Facts.
Y'all had the best defense in the league by far last year.
Yeah.
And added like one of the better perimeter defenders that's available.
Fits right in.
All the offense
is almost
great.
Too good to be true.
It doesn't make sense. It's one of those. That's a Patriot trade.
I had a lot of, I was a little worried when they moved Brad Stevens to the position he's in now, head of basketball operations, after being the head coach. And he's been bodying this shit.
Get that man his props.
Gotta say, he's been bodying. He brought Al Horford back, brought Derek White in. He was a big piece for us in the playoffs. Now he got Brogdon. He's making moves for us.
Need a playmaking guard. I mean, that's what they needed. Like that way you can utilize Tatum the way he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Don't go. Tatum needs to see one thing: the fucking bucket. That's it. Simplify that shit for him that way, and he'll kill teams if you're not putting that much on his plate.
Mm-hmm. He's still growing as a player. Still young.
Yeah, for sure. But let him do what he does best.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in the midst of that, he can grow and do all his other shit that he. Mm-hmm. But right now, focus on what you do best, and that be your main priority. And they can do that with inserting a guy like Malcolm Brogdon into the lineup. There's a guy who's kind of been forgotten about.
That's what I was just about to say. Is the other thing about him is he's a quiet, just do his work and go home kind of player.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't get the crazy. That's true. Right. That 100% adds to it.
He was hurt a lot this past season.
But I remember him like that back at UVA.
Yeah.
Like he's just not a loud guy. He just does what he does, excels at it, and you just kind of take it for granted. Oh, Brogdon's going to be Brogdon.
He played great with the Bucks. I was surprised when they had traded him then, because he played great for them then when he was with the Bucks. They had a nice little run during that time. And they traded him away. I was like, damn, they're gonna miss Malcolm Brogdon. He was a pretty big piece, but he had a great year that season, so he was due a max contract, and he got it.
Did he get a championship with them, or he left before that?
He left before. They traded him before.
I don't even remember.
They brought in Drew Holiday and won the championship with him.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I still remember Malcolm Brogdon dunking on LeBron like his rookie year.
I don't remember that either.
The fucking reverse dunk that he hit on LeBron, that shit is like one of the nastiest dunks I've ever seen in my life.
I like Tatum's dunk on Lebron. Remember that shit?
Oh, bro, you gotta look at this Malcolm Brogdon dunk on LeBron James, bro.
I will, for sure.
It's one of the things you didn't even expect he was going to. I don't think LeBron expected he was going to dunk it at that point.
I'm sure he didn't.
Like it was supposed to be like a reverse layup, and the motherfucker just turned around and pow.
Yeah.
All in LeBron
Caught him slipping.
shit.
Caught him slipping.
At that point, you're like, oh, this dude is for real about his balling.
I forgot about that trade.
It's a good move, man.
Great pickup.
I can't wait to see how it looks on the court, but I'm sure it'll be great. I think we should make a nice little run again this year.
I'll take the Celtics back in the finals.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
basketball's a pretty easy thing to predict. I will take the Celtics back.
I don't know if it's pretty easy.
I don't know about that. I mean, nothing's
a lot
easy
of this
to
shit
predict
is like,
at the beginning of the season.
Your probability is higher to pick the winner of the fucking finals in basketball at the beginning of the year than it would be in like football or anything else like that. I mean, for the most part.
It just depends. You just never know what's going to happen during a long ass season.
You could have picked LeBron to the. You know what I'm saying? LeBron to the finals.
Oh, yeah, during that time, it was pretty.
For 6 straight years, you could have picked Golden State Warriors.
But since then, it's kind of still been up in the air. For like the last 3-4 years, it's kind of been up in the air.
Kinda until Golden State came back in, and you're like, oh, it's Golden State again.
Yeah, I don't think at the beginning of the year though anybody was taking Golden State to be the champion or the Celtics to be playing.
18-2. Yeah.
Before the season started.
Before the season started, maybe not.
That's what I'm saying.
But most people would have picked
once you get a quarter of the way into the season, most
people would have picked the Nets to start the season.
Yeah,
which wouldn't have been a bad pick. It's just that shit all kind of fell apart for them.
COVID, injuries, you never know what can happen. It's a long season.
What I'm saying is like
I would have
without the
randomness favorites for sure.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
That's all I'm saying. Celtics, gotta pick them. Gotta have them.
Yeah.
This is gonna get off track quickly, I'm sure, but I'm gonna just say it anyway.
What?
When we had a lot to say about Zion this past year, Carl was caping and saying he clearly doesn't want to be with New Orleans. And then he immediately, as soon as they put the contract in front of him, signs his Supermax rookie deal, whatever it was. Looks like he's going to be a Pelican for a long time.
Yeah.
Great thing for them. I think they're going to be one of the most fun teams to watch and like one of the highest ceilings coming into this year if everything goes well. Adding CJ was fire. Ingram continues to step up. If Zion is healthy, like he obviously is a monster.
Who'd they hire for the coach again?
No clue.
No dude, black dude. I forgot his name. Coach. He is a good coach though. I forgot his name.
I don't remember at all. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. That your main excuse when we were giving him shit was he clearly don't want to be there, and he clearly wanted to be there.
I don't know if money changes things. Money changed a lot. There's never been a player in NBA history. I guess I don't know how long this has been going on. I guess not that long, but there's never been somebody that turned down a rookie max. It's never happened.
You're just saying that.
No,
I think you're probably right, but you're just saying that.
Well, I think the real history that's made has never been a player that's got a Supermax situation after, doing highlights on kids in the camp for fucking 3 months. Dunking on kids in the camp and not playing the whole season. It's crazy.
Highlight dunks pregame.
That's all he does.
In the playoffs.
Oh, I can dunk. I can still dunk, y'all. So play. When you playing?
He can play basketball. It's not about dunking. He can play basketball. I mean, we seem to forget this guy's NBA debut was 17 straight points.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that when you don't play for a whole season. It's easy to forget anything you've done.
On the first time you've ever stepped on an NBA court with other grown men.
Fucking John Wall done played more games than him in the last 3 years.
It was a must sign. It was a must sign, particularly when you've had when they're offering the amount of money they offer. Of course, you have to sign it. And when you've had the injuries that he's had, you gotta sign that. Like he just locked in 5 years. If he legitimately got hurt again this year with like a massive injury, and the rest of his career is fucked, like he's still set. You had to sign.
You gotta sign.
Yeah,
you gotta sign.
100%.
If they want to trade you or whatever after that, or if you want to demand a trade after that, fucking so be it. But you pick up that deal, $193 million.
Yeah, for sure.
And, like you said, he's played 60-something games in his career so far.
Crazy. I mean, in all honesty, it does speak to his talent that a team knows the potential is so great that even though he hasn't been able to stay healthy, fuck it, we got to do this.
Well, you'll feel like an idiot if you don't do it, and he goes somewhere and he's everything that you think he could have possibly been.
Right, man. Potential gets you paid.
You're looking like fucking Minnesota.
Potential gets you paid more than performance.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, in basketball, I think.
So what happened?
I said potential gets you paid more than performance. Teams are enamored with the possibility of what could be. If there's a great player that shows potential,
I think it just depends on
teams. Don't want to miss out on that.
I think it varies a little bit.
Because it could work both ways. Like like we just said earlier, Jalen Brunson, he had a great year, so he got that money. Like if he would have had a regular year, they wouldn't think like, oh, he might be great in the future and give him a max. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I'm not saying it's 100-0. Like either you're 100% potential or 0. Nah, both of them obviously.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying it could work both ways.
Yeah. Obviously, all of it's in play. It just blows my mind. I don't know. That's probably not the right way to say it. It's just teams are so afraid to have been the team that missed on potential. that they will pay excess money for it. And we talk about the contracts that didn't work afterwards, but we don't talk. We talk more about the teams that like let somebody go, and they went crazy. So it's just crazy what kind of leverage you got with potential.
Speaking of letting go, we forgot about one trade. The boy Devontae Murray with the Hawks.
Yeah,
I think that's a big one too.
That was a big one.
I was gonna bring it up before we left, but
I forgot about that one too. That is a really big one.
Very big one, especially because they didn't give up John Collins, which I think they was talking about that in the beginning of that.
Who did they
those
give?
rumors? They
gave
up
away
Herder? Gallinari and Herder or something like that.
And some
picks. Yeah, a bunch of picks. It makes sense. They look like a complete team to me right now. The players they got a nice squad.
For cost wise, like what it takes to get a player of Murray's caliber, I don't think they gave up a crazy amount.
Nah.
But I think me and you were talking about it. We both agree. I don't know exactly how well it works.
Right.
It's because I think of both of them as like legitimate point guards, Trey and Deontay. Obviously, Trey can score, and I think if you take him off the ball, he will still be just as productive or still very productive.
I think that's the killer thing. It's like, who you going to stop? Both of them are great offensive threats. They can get a bucket wherever they want. So it's like, who you going to double? You got to play them straight up. And you play them one-on-ones. I take Trae Young and Devontae Murray, get the buckets as they please.
I agree with you.
Sure. It's not really about positions nowadays, especially when it comes to your guards. You just want them to be pretty much both great all-around players. Scoring and passing both guards, so it can work. They just gonna have to show me. That's it.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
They just have to show me. I mean, the way that how fluid basketball is nowadays. Sure, either one of them can play that position, or from possession to possession. It doesn't really matter. But like I said, I just have to see it work together because again, we both identify them as true point guards.
Yeah.
So. That's kind of where it differs a bit.
Yeah, because they get a lot of assists, but they all both get buckets too.
Both guys can go snap for 25, 30 for you.
Easy.
I think you'll see Murray play more of the point guard role more frequently. I think they will both split it, and like you said, if you try to put your top defender on one of them, the other one is going to go off. It is what it is. But I think it makes more sense, like from a traditional basketball standpoint, that Trey's a shooter. If you could take away the responsibility of having to set up the entire team, that may end up working out crazy well.
Yeah, right. Just give them easy looks.
What seemed to be the recurring issue with them, like Trae Young just gets burnt out after a while in the playoffs. Like you can't just keep on running them all pick and rolls, expect them to get all the buckets for you.
Murray's dropping all
stuff. You can't do that shit. You can't create your shot the entire game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All the time type shit. Like you want somebody else to set you up eventually. Yeah.
Murray racked up all those assists without anybody else on the team that I could name.
Now you got Trae Young, Collins, and Capella to throw oops to. He about to go crazy.
Just Capella alone giving 4 assists a game.
Yeah, he about to go crazy.
I didn't understand the move for the Spurs at first, but
you see all the fucking picks they got.
I've seen some light to it. Apparently, they're going after the guy, Victor. Or Wembanyama, something like that. Wembanyama.
They're going after a lot of guys. They're in full rebuild right now. They get a lot of guys.
Apparently, that's the number one target next year. I mean, he's going to be the number one pick of the draft next year.
With the lottery and stuff, it makes it tough, though. Like, you're not even locked in.
You can package those picks, though, for a trade, ain't it?
Yeah. I'm
sure that's what their plan is.
But if that kid is as crazy good as what you were telling us, who's going to give him up?
Well, they ain't got nothing else to trade.
He's an interesting.
They ain't got nothing else. Keldon Johnson, what we talking about?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. But definitely an interesting prospect. Kind of built like Chet, but a little bit taller than Chet. And I think better perimeter defender than I've ever seen a 7-footer be.
And those 3 highlights that you watched.
Yeah. So it was about 3 or 4.
I'm not having an in-depth discussion with you about this kid that's a year away from getting drafted.
I don't see him as like a. I think Chet can be an overall like better player. I think, but I mean we'll see. We'll see what happens when they get to the league.
We will.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I hate the summer league.
They're so overhyped shit.
I hate it so much. everybody like.
Oh no, boss, you love it.
They been on Chet's balls, bro.
What you talking about? You love it.
I love what?
Chet is the new fan favorite.
You was just loving it the other night with my man was what's his name? Fucking
Kenny Lofton.
Kenny Lofton Jr. was balling.
Yeah, his body in his ass.
You was loving that shit. Oh, look at this. Look at these highlights.
It was good to see him have to play some defense on somebody.
I've shared 0 highlights from the summer league.
Props to you. I was surprised. Props to you.
What point are you making right there? I really did that just to get you going because there's your boy getting bodied down there in the paint. After you were so hype about him, what he did to Taco Fall.
I didn't say anything about it.
You did after I said something about Kenny Lofton.
Yeah, but I mean, Kenny Lofton
played great against the last game.
Kenny Lofton breaking any records?
Are you talking about summer league records?
Yeah,
is that what we talking about right now?
Everybody has to play it.
He almost broke his back when he pummeled his ass under that rim. He almost did that.
I'm just saying he didn't break no record.
Motherfucker was bodying his ass.
And he took the L. Undrafted
Kenny Lofton Jr. doing the number 3 pick dirty. Or 2 pick, whatever he went.
He took the L. Remember who lost that game?
This summer league, bro. They got mad motherfuckers playing to see how they play. Ain't worried about no wins in summer league.
They lost.
It's gonna be some dudes that average 20 a game in the summer league that like are the 10th man.
Yeah, man.
And there's also some players in the summer league that are expected to be big pieces on that team.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. All the first round picks you expect to see play well in the summer league. Yeah, I'm not trying to take anyway.
But they're playing against a lot of guys that probably won't make the roster or be in the G League.
That's true. That's just what it is.
Whatever. What I've seen, I think he's played overall pretty good.
No, he balled out. He looks great. If that's the guy you picked, that's exactly what you want to see him doing early on. So
yeah, and he's still got some developing to do.
Facts.
Offensively, he got a lot of developing to do. Defensively, of course, and he has to put on some size, but that's not the thing I'm worried about.
I was getting a little irritated because they were just going crazy with the Chet highlights. I'm like, why ain't they showing nothing about Banchero? He's the fucking number 1 pick, but they hadn't played yet.
Yeah, I was
like, what's going on? Why
I was wondering the same
number
thing.
1 pick?
He played like last night, I think.
He did play the first game last night.
And they were kind of going wild about him.
I was like, all right, that makes sense. I'm like,
I thought
y'all just gonna overlook the number 1 pick to show Chet highlights every night?
They have been talking about Chet like he's the
like crazy. I still ain't seen what's his name.
He used to be in a Magic
for the Rockets. They got the 3rd pick.
Oh yeah, Johnson Smith or whatever.
Yeah. I ain't seen him yet. I don't know if they play yet. I want to see what he looks like.
I'm not paying no attention to the.
I just see the highlights. I'm not watching no games or nothing like that, but I see a couple highlights here and there. That boy Jaden Ivey looked pretty nice for the Pistons pickup. Baller. He looked like he got like a John Morant type game, slasher type guy. He's a baller.
Nice.
Check him out, but nothing too crazy. I mean, there's a bunch of max contract signed, Jokic re-signed, Devin Booker re-signed. Some other guys I'm leaving out. Bunch of
all guys that we expected to get big money.
I know, popular belief. I know there's a lot of hateful when players opt out and don't stay with teams that was drafted to and all this. I think the majority of people stay with the team that they with, especially if they're seeing some type of success.
I don't care at all about opting out and going elsewhere. The trade demanding is the stuff that I don't like.
Right.
But
man, players got the powers. Players lead.
It is. NBA fucked up, gave up too much power. Now the franchise is falling apart.
Definitely did that.
That's their problem, though. I could care less. Music
is what it is.
I haven't listened to any music, but we had a couple of music topics you were talking about.
We did.
Lead us on our music.
What was that one we was talking about before we started? About somebody being in their prime, Chris Brown's prime, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember how that got started. We were talking about verses.
We was talking about verses.
And you said, has there been any rappers, singers that were in their prime when they did verses, and then it got into Chris Brown?
That were in their prime. That's what you said.
Yeah, that's about where we paused.
Yeah, probably not. Let's wait. Probably not. Now I think about it. I thought you would say is anybody still making music. I didn't know you say in their prime.
No, I'm saying
nobody's in their prime.
Like at the height of their career. Doing the verses right now.
Nah,
I don't think so.
But I remember what I said. I said I don't think they would be in the verses anyway. If you haven't seen peaks at the highest level in your career, you're not going to have as many records to do a 20 song battle of verses with anybody.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, a lot of them don't really have 20 songs to do a verses nowadays, though. Ray J don't.
No, everybody that was in verses did.
Yeah, I don't think the later. I haven't paid attention to the later.
They didn't do 20. They was the undercard. They did 10.
I don't even think Ray J got 10 songs.
But your thing that we were really
debating. Up 5 and 5. But anyway,
that's right. I did see that.
It's like a tag team.
You say you think Chris Brown is in his prime right now, at the peak of his career. That was what we were arguing.
Yeah, I don't see. The only thing is just like, when did the downfall happen? That's what I want to know.
But I think that's
after the Rihanna shit.
Bro, that was 10 years ago.
And it's still affecting them today.
Nobody thinks about that when they think about Chris Brown. They think about his last song that's playing on the radio currently.
It's not true.
That's all I'm saying.
People still hate him for that shit.
He's still the biggest R&B artist. When did the drop off occur? Because even if you want to bring up that Rihanna shit, okay, that might have been a dip in the valley. But he went back up on top.
You beat the biggest star in the fucking world.
Who supplanted him?
But that's what I want to know. But the peak of your career is not dependent on anybody else. So you could be 100% right that he is still #1 R&B singer. Not even trying to get into that debate. The peak is your highest peak. Right. So he could have been at a peak and came down a level and still better than everybody else. Mm-hmm. But that's what I think happened. Yeah. I don't think he's not a star.
Still making amazing music.
He still probably is #1 or whatever. But I think he was at like almost a pop star level at a certain point in his career.
He was.
And now it's more of like a best R&B singer. I think there is a difference.
He's a pop star. Nothing changed, bro. I mean,
you're a numbers guy, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Album he just dropped did like 60-70 first week. Chris Brown's peak is not getting 60-70 on this album. That's it. That's all.
I haven't seen the numbers.
It was a lot of issues, but again, he still gets.
If that's correct, then sure, I'll go with that. But I don't.
You nipped that in the bud,
because you're a numbers guy. I had to hit you with some numbers. Yeah, it was easy. But that's not because. But that's not because.
Right now. But yeah, I bet it is.
No, I'm surprised you didn't know that, because I thought you would have knew that before me. But it was a big issue that was brought up because it was like, damn, Chris Brown doing these numbers crazy. He still deals with the effects of the Rihanna shit to this day. His album doesn't get the promo that it used to get. That's why he's giving out so much music. Of course, his fans are gonna show up because if they're Chris Brown's fans, but he's not getting the push that he did when he was at the prime height of his career. Like, yeah, he still gets song on the radio and this, that, and the third, but it's just different. It's just
every
different.
Single Chris Brown drop is on the radio.
It's not true.
Is that the new?
He put out 30 songs on his last album. The only song people talk about was the Drake featured song.
72,000. 72,000.
Hey, look, that's fair.
He's not at the prime. He's still making great music. The album's fire. I'm still bumping that shit.
Like he's still the top R&B
son.
Huh?
He bodied him.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, I mean,
he just be saying stuff, bro.
No, but is he not still the best?
But I agree with you. I'm fine with that.
That's just the opinion of the music. The music is still great.
Artist. Sure. I'm not going to argue with that. We were talking about peak, and peak means your highest point. He's clearly not at his highest point.
All right, we'll say that he's not. Okay.
No.
He's not.
Yeah, he's not.
Just hold the L, bro.
We're not saying he's not. He's not. He's not. The facts confirm that he's not.
Well.
Yeah, that was a fun. We were going. No, you know.
I don't know that. Every time I turn on the radio, I hear Chris Brown.
Cool.
Every day.
What's that got to do with his peak?
I mean, that just tells me
you can still make hits and not be at the prime of your career.
Yeah.
Just because you still make some hits.
I mean, yeah, like
because he's talented. He still makes great music.
I put it on the level. It's like a Beyonce type thing. It's like when Beyonce makes a song, she's still fucking Beyonce.
That's
regardless of how long.
You say she's at the prime of her career right now.
She's not at the peak of her career though.
I wouldn't say but she can revisit that. That's all. Like,
nah,
you don't get 2 primes.
Nah,
you only have 1 peak.
I don't know. What I'm saying is
you can't match your peak
when they drop.
It's not a peak if you
is it a drop off
higher than that.
I don't see it. But maybe Chris Brown albums themselves are pretty diluted over the course of time, just because he drops so much music when he does it. So I mean, I don't know. That maybe have something to do with it as well.
I think he gets shadow banned a little bit. He doesn't get the promo and push from the label like he used to do.
We're talking semantics, man.
Yeah.
The point is true. He's still great. He's still top of the game, whatever, 100%. He's not at his peak. It is what it is.
Well, it says worse things about the state of his genre of music, if anything.
You gonna try that? What else we got?
I don't know. I don't even know what he's saying.
He's trying to figure out a new spin.
How we got to that conversation, I was talking about the verses they have a couple of weeks ago. A lot of bad singing. And shit was highly entertaining, though.
It was terrible.
I enjoyed every single minute of it. But after that, there was a lot of, Chris Brown versus Usher. That's what we need. Show these R&B singers how to do it. Yada, yada, yada. Chris Brown dropped the album. Shit is fire. Still playing it. Deluxe dropped today. Y'all should check that out.
A deluxe?
Yeah, he dropped the deluxe.
Fuck out of here.
It's fire.
I'm sure it is.
I like more music.
Yeah.
But then Usher goes and does him a Tiny Desk performance. Did all the hits. Did about 20 minutes of performing. It's pretty long for a Tiny Desk. They're usually pretty shorter. Shit. But bodied it. And I think it just kind of put that all to bed at what y'all talking about with Chris Brown and Usher. Usher has timeless records, meaning like you can still play Confessions and Nice and Slow and all these fucking hits now and they didn't age. It still sounds like you could have dropped them shits yesterday.
So are you
Chris Brown has those records though?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think he has them to the effect that Usher does because he has so much music.
Really?
I think it dilutes a lot of his hits. He got a lot of hits. Don't get me wrong. He can fucking play music all day long. But I don't think the impact of what he'll play in comparison to what Usher will play will be the same.
I don't have a strong opinion either way, but
he has. I don't know. I mean, Usher is a great artist. I'm not taking anything.
It's one of the greatest.
But I mean, toe for. I think they go toe for toe. I mean,
yeah, I feel like in a versus
I'm not saying he's not worthy of the matchup. He's definitely worthy.
I do agree with you about like diluting your music overall, but I think like in a versus setting where you're picking the best of your best, I don't think it really plays at that point. I don't think it's a problem.
Right.
Like if you've got 35,000 songs, that may make it hard for people to go feel your music the same. But when you're picking your best 20, it's hard for me to imagine Chris Brown not standing.
You gotta pick the right records to go up against them Usher records, and will he pick the right ones? You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to.
I don't have a strong opinion.
I think any one of these picks will probably be the right one when he plays it. People are like, oh, I love this shit. Oh, I remember this song. Sure. Oh, this is my shit. This is my favorite. Chris Brown just has those records. We talk about a guy who's been on the radio for fucking 15 years.
Yeah, I didn't say he didn't have records. I'm just saying Usher's records hit a little different. That's all.
I think if it was like, I think for me,
but I mean, Usher got. I think you just kind of associate those Usher records with like a younger time in your life, and like that's why it hits different.
Of course, that. But it's still like, what album would you say that you know Chris Brown for? Just name one off the top of your head. You can't really, right? I mean, you can name a lot of hits, a lot of singles. Usher got one of those albums, though. He got one of those.
But that's what versus is. It's not about your albums.
No, that's fair.
It's about your hits and your singles.
I think me personally, if it was just different. I think if it was just 10 songs, Usher would win for me. Just personally, like what I prefer. But when it goes to 20, I think like 10 through 20, I would like more Chris Brown songs.
I don't know how that makes sense. I think
the best of their best, like I prefer Usher, but I'm not saying Usher doesn't have 20, but I think when it gets to that 10 to 20 range, Chris Brown's secondary top singles would be better to me. Just my preference.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know how it would play. I think it would be a good battle. I don't see anybody washing one or the other. It's just go back and forth for some good timeless music. I don't think that Chris Brown shit is dated in any kind of way either. So.
I say it was dated, but it's different between having timeless classics than just having a bunch of hit records. They hit different. That's all I'm saying. Just hit different.
You got some classics.
Sure.
Classics. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I just don't. I disagree with that part.
I understand. Can't name them right now though. I can. I can name Usher joints. What you gonna say, yo? That's you.
Everybody loves that song.
That's fire.
Sure.
Everybody loves that song. Fucking Run It. I mean, everybody loves these. Are like the first singles he came out with. Are legendary.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, play that Run It one when Usher comes out with I don't know. With that Neptune's beat, he going to get that shit the hell up out of here. Don't nobody hear you run it. Chris Brown, run your ass off the stage.
I don't think it'll be like that.
I think it would be good. It would be good on both sides.
That would be. I think that might be one versus I would actually tune back in for. Word. I'm kind of out on the verses. I just don't care enough anymore. But that would be a matchup. I might watch that one.
That's why R&B the one to bring you back in.
Yeah, those are massive artists, both of them. Though.
Yeah.
I think
different level.
I think I might come back for that, but who knows? What other music stuff?
Music vibes we got.
What was you about to say, man? Go ahead and say it.
Now, there's one topic that I'm just.
Go ahead and say
I'm skirting around.
Go ahead and say
what
it. Lock the boy up, huh? They gave her 30 years.
Oh, damn.
30 years.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I had it written down from 2 weeks ago.
I saw the look on your face.
Yeah, I looked at the list and I was like,
30 years.
Nah, I'm good.
Hey, we here now. Fuck it.
I don't have anything to say about it, honestly, but it was a big thing.
Get his ass the fuck up out of here. More to come. You still got more charges that's still pending right there. So they can add some more. They can add on another 20.
Look,
I'm pleased.
If he's guilty, he's guilty. Whatever, you know. He clearly is. But all I'm saying is
kind of an important detail.
If he's guilty, whatever. What are we talking about?
But all I'm saying is just look at the charges that this man got. And you're like, what the fuck is this shit? He got a RICO charge, dog. Yeah. Racketeering.
He been getting it in for 30 years.
Bro, that's for the
like it's a long time to be doing what he been doing.
That's for gangs and the mob and shit like that.
Pedophiles are worse than gangsters, yeah.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is this is one man.
Hey, you got a point there.
You're not trying to like infiltrate a fucking.
RICO was originally for the mob.
Right. That's
then
what I'm
as
saying.
the mob died off, it progressed to other things.
No, they use it for gangs and shit. That's the. Fucking Young Thug has a RICO charge right now.
After rappers with it.
It's used for like when you're trying to work your way up the pyramid to get like it's
so
not
you wouldn't agree that he had a whole systematic situation going on?
Where everybody else?
I don't know.
RICO charges come down and everybody go to jail.
No. RICO charges, and I don't know where everybody else is. But they had to get Kales first though. He's at the top of the food chain.
That's not how the RICO charges work.
Exactly how they work.
Usually the bottom people in the RICO charges do get away because they're handing them up the higher.
Yeah, they want to get the one at the top first.
Nobody else was arrested.
Even the Young Thug and Gunner shit. They ain't talking about the other 29 people that's locked up. They talking about Young Thug and Gunner.
No, but they
the top of the food chain of the situation.
They've stated that's how you know it's 29 other people. You don't even know that. Nobody else has been arrested with our. They just do a RICO charge to give this man some more time because they don't actually have. Again, it's sex trafficking and fucking a RICO charge is what he got 30 years.
And he has pending ones for child porn.
No, whatever, all of that. But I'm talking about what he was convicted of.
This is just a crazy hill to die on. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what are you defending?
I'm not
defending.
Is he not deserving of this? You saying?
Not a RICO charge. I'm not gonna say he deserves it. But if he deserves the time, he deserves the time. Whatever you want to say. But he didn't. He doesn't have an organization. He's not a fucking a mob crime boss.
That's not what it's all about.
That's what a RICO charge is for, bro.
That's where it started.
That's what it's used for currently. That's what they do. It's not for a one-man show.
It's for an organization that's doing crimes. He is the top of this organization. He is the reason for any of it happening is because of him. He's got to go down first.
Is he an organization?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a whole system with his shit.
Where is
he had his people going to McDonald's and high schools, bringing them back to the crib studio.
Where are those people?
I'm gonna make you a star,
my
girl.
My stance has not changed since this shit is.
I'm gonna make you a star, girl.
It's everybody affiliated, associated with it should be going to fuck that. His wife, why is his wife going down?
But this is the part that's so weird about your argument. Is that's a whole separate thing.
Yeah, it's a separate situation.
And I agree with you on that. Anybody that was involved and enabled it and helped should all be in trouble. 100% agree. I don't understand why you take that and think he shouldn't be in trouble.
I didn't say he shouldn't be in trouble.
But you do this bullshit about, well, I mean, sure, all right, if he did that, okay, whatever. But like that's not. This is not a situation where you just blow over it and it's passed. You're upset he got a RICO charge instead of a sex trafficking charge.
No, he do got a sex trafficking.
What are we talking about then?
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is they just threw a RICO charge on top of this.
Who cares?
What I'm talking about is the injustice
Don't give a fuck, man. This is a hill you died on.
There's no injustice.
3 years ago, and you're gonna stand on.
This is not. That's
just
not
like
fair.
just like when we had Chris Brown numbers and proved you wrong, you still stood on that hill and tried to change it to but my
I
real.
think there's more context into that though. But anyway, we're not diving into that was a good stat. Yeah, it worked out. Whatever.
You don't admit when you're wrong.
That's it. He's doing.
You don't admit when you're wrong. This is you got to look at it
and say that man don't deserve a RICO charge, and if he does,
that man deserves as many fucking years as they can get.
I don't care.
That's what that man deserves. I don't care. Like I said in the fucking chat, he could have jaywalked in there, arrested him, and got him for 30 years. Get his ass off the streets. I don't care what it is. What he did wrong. He could have had a speeding ticket. Oh, we got him. Let's bring him in. Bring these charges down. He been getting off scot-free for 30 years. 30 years.
Maybe longer than that.
And they was popping shit when they didn't get him. They tried this shit. Remember that video that came out when he was on the boat? They tried to get me. They should have got me the last time. They can't get me now. That shit over. Yeah, they got your ass. You talk popping shit like they won't come, and they got your ass.
Look, man.
Popping shit like you motherfucking Teflon out here. And he was for a long time. But they got him.
Yeah, for a fucking reason. All I'm saying is, bro, is that somebody helped this man. This man can't fucking read or write. And somebody helped this man. And if you give him a RICO charge,
I don't think you gotta get it
everybody associated with the RICO charge or whoever helped him should be going down too. So otherwise, the RICO charge looks fake to me. And you can't say that.
I don't think you have to be able to read or write to pull bitches. I don't think you have to read or write at all. You just have to be R. Kelly. What are you talking about? We can't read or write.
You have to be articulate or something. I don't know. It's just to me, it just sounds weird. It just sounds weird.
What else we got, man?
Oh no, man, it's funny, man. Get him out of here, yo.
Carl made his point. He got to get out what he had to say.
He did.
We don't have anything to debate back and forth. There's nothing to discuss. That's your man's. We get it.
No, it's not my man's. All I'm saying is the injustice.
No, that's your man's.
The injustice. We gotta talk about that.
Get him up out of here, man. What new music we got, man? Ain't nothing too crazy come out.
There was a decent amount of music that I didn't listen to anything till 10 minutes before we started recording. I was playing random songs, but there's some music this week I want to listen to. That Brent Faiyaz.
I was just about to say
definitely
that.
Looks like that'll be good.
Wasteland's pretty good album.
That Ransom album had all kinds of people on there that I like.
Yeah.
Freddie Gibbs, Joe Budden.
Ransom gets busy.
There was a lot more going blank though. There's a lot of good music.
Burna Boy album.
A lot of music out. That was the other one.
Burna Boy album's fire.
I want to check all three of those out, but I haven't got to.
Chris Brown Deluxe said that earlier. Westside Gun dropped the album. Did Lloyd Banks drop his album? He dropped a single. Lloyd Banks' album coming next week.
Nice.
PLK is back. That's dropping too much, you know. Single CMG single drop. CMG the label. They're supposed to be dropping the album next week. They got the whole gang on there. Yeah, they got the whole squad on there, getting their 8 bars off each.
I hate 42
for a 3-minute record.
I hate that, dude.
About 8 bar raps on a 3-minute song. But I respect it though. You know, Gotti. You know, you gotta give Gotti his props out here. He out here.
One of the best CEOs.
One of the hottest labels in the game for sure.
He really is. He's flourishing in this part of his career.
I see you just signed up. What's her name? Glorilla.
Yeah.
The guy probably like one of the hottest songs this summer right now.
What's her song?
Fuck Nigga Free. FREE. I know you heard this shit a million times.
I haven't heard it.
Really?
Me neither.
Oh,
did they play it on P Valley or something?
It would be suitable for it. Okay. It would be suitable for it. Definitely.
That was good.
We can get into P Valley too. That shit had motherfuckers. That shit had motherfuckers up in arms last week.
I heard
up in arms.
I did see a lot of people saying it was falling off and shit, but I don't even know what it was about.
I think it just
it ain't falling off. It was just a full blown gay sex scene.
You just go get you get what you want.
What does that mean? You get what you want. You haven't watched the show. You don't know what happens in the show.
Up for this shit at this point.
My issue is, there's more ass in this show than there is any gay shit going on. It's just that at times, like they ain't saying nothing about when the gay shit happened in the first season.
So I gotta go through some gay shit to see some ass. I'm good.
It's very limited. I will say that scene I had to skip by because it was too crazy. It was just too crazy. I don't want to see that.
I heard it was
crazy. It was crazy.
I heard it was like
they took it all the way there.
I'm
skip them by it. But it's a very good fucking show, though. Very good show.
Written, I'm sure.
Very good show.
It is one of those things. I don't have really any doubts. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Like, what network is it?
Stars.
Stars, yeah.
And Stars typically makes very explicit type shows.
Like, they make good shows. I'm sure it's good. I don't have any interest in it.
Yeah. It's a good show, man. Motherfuckers up in arms, like, it's not that serious.
They were debating in this, like when I was getting my hair braided or retwisted or whatever. They were debating in the shop, and they're like, can a man do that? Like, can he be straight and then do a scene like that?
Acting.
Yeah, that character has a wife and kids in real life.
That man gay.
Yeah, okay.
He's a gay man.
Nah, he's gay.
That's fine. That's fine if you are. It's completely fine, but you're a gay man.
It's still acting, man.
Without seeing the scene, it's hard for me to say, but they're actors.
It's acting, man.
Bro.
Theater. He's a theater actor. Actually,
what if you do porn then?
That's acting too.
That's acting.
Porn is acting.
Stop it, bro. Stop it, bro.
You're gay.
You got to draw the line somewhere, regardless of how much money somebody's out.
Do you have regular sex like people do in porn videos? Do people have regular sex like that? No. They're acting because they're making a porn video.
So, if you do gay porn, you're not gay?
What?
Are you saying?
Oh, you talking about? I thought you talking about just making porn. Period.
Nah.
No, I'm talking about. Is it just acting?
Oh, if you're doing having real gay sex, then you're gay.
Bro, then if you're acting like you're having real gay sex, then you're gay to me. No. That's just it. It's fine.
It's not.
But if you kiss and you talk,
that's just like saying you gonna turn gay because you watch some gay shit on TV.
That's not saying that. But
it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar to me.
If you're physically
you can't act. You're still acting. None of these people are actually these people in real life. They're all acting in the role.
You know how many scenes you gotta take? They say one and done. You've been doing this shit all day, rolling around with this other muscular man. Are you crazy?
It's a wild scene. I can't defend it.
Look,
it's a scene.
Bro, I'm saying is, I don't believe you could do that and still go home and.
Do you feel the same about when it's like a girl and a dude doing sex on the show?
I do feel the same.
I feel like it's not acting. No, they really fucking for real.
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, he probably really likes women for real. That's what I can tell in the passion in which he's doing this. He probably really likes women. That's all I mean.
You know, there's been gay actors that have played straight people on shows and shit, right?
I mean, probably so.
So that disputes everything you say right there.
It doesn't, because it doesn't change. More.
They ain't become hetero because they did a sex scene with a woman.
If somebody offered you,
I thought you were going somewhere else.
I'm not an actor.
If my girl was an actor, I'm not okay with that.
Her having a sex scene with a dude?
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, yeah.
So I keep the same stance with this and
you only do commercials. You only do commercials.
That's stupid, isn't it?
You're like Crest.
You only do commercials.
That's it.
That's funny.
You can make a good living.
That's funny.
To me, it's just you can't. It's just like
you can date who you want to date. I think you feel the same way about people wouldn't date a stripper because they shaking ass and produce faces all day. And whatever you coming with, but there are people that date strippers. That's fine with that girl doing that shit.
Yeah, no, that's just
your preference.
Cucks, yeah, for sure.
I don't know if stripping is necessarily cucking. Being a cuck is actually letting people fuck your girl and you cool with it.
It's in the vicinity.
It's
in the vicinity.
Right, y'all in the neighborhood together.
It's not the same. Giving the feel that they like you and them actually liking you is two different things.
Look, I mean, that's just, to me, it's just, look, you can't. No matter what dollar amount somebody offers me, I'm not kissing that man.
Of course you're not.
That's how I would feel.
You're also not an actor.
Even if I was an actor, what makes it different if you're not an actor though? If they're doing it for money, right? So if somebody walked up to you on the street and said, "Hey, this is $100,000 right here,"
I'm pretty sure it's not how people cast for the movies and shows. They don't walk on people on the street.
I'm saying
they get actors that are trained to act.
If somebody walked up on you in the middle of the street and said, "I'll give you $1,000 to kiss this man," you would do it because it's okay. You were getting paid for it.
I think he's got a point. You do. I think.
It's the same thing.
The only difference between acting and regular life is getting paid to be an actor.
It's gay for pay.
Yeah. I agree.
So you're still gay?
I don't not watch this show.
I don't see this correlation that y'all making.
Yeah, but you
can walk up somebody on the street and ask them to do something is the same as getting somebody to try to get a role in the actual show. What are we talking about? What? I don't see the correlation in that at all.
You done thought about it before. You might have not done no gay shit before in your regular life, but you was thinking about it that this is what you do if you decide to do it on TV screen.
You're not putting none of that on me. I haven't thought about none of that shit you talking about.
You probably been thinking about that shit.
I've never thought of you thinking about it right now. That's why you're bringing it up.
I don't watch the show. I don't know what happened.
Oh, because I watched the show. Now I got to be thinking about gay shit. That's the problem.
Bro, that's the problem.
That's the problem, bro. That's wild. You try to put that on me.
You can reenact the scene. I cannot. I don't know what happened.
I can't go back and forth with this ignorance. I watch the show now. I be thinking about gay shit. No, I don't.
I didn't really say that.
I don't not watch the show because of the gay part. I just want to be clear about that. Okay. I wouldn't watch that part. And now that I know that that's in there,
I don't watch it for it either.
I won't watch the show now. But
I think that
wasn't the reason why I wasn't watching it.
Right. I think people eliminate the fact this is about a strip club. There's more scattered ass in every other scene and actual females getting butt ass naked in the show than there is some gay shit going on. People just dismiss all that altogether because everybody cool with that.
That's actually why I don't watch it though.
Right.
I got a weird fucked up moral compass, to be honest with you.
Okay.
When I'm watching the show and they had the sex scene in it, I do like to watch that scene. But like knowing that the whole show is like a sex show, I'm like, that's too much. I don't need to watch that. I've been addicted to porn, to be honest with you, like in times in my life. So like to go out of the way to just watch a sex show, I was like, I'm just gonna pass on that show. That just is what it is.
Can you do strip clubs?
I've never been to a strip club.
Yeah?
Never been.
Gotta check that off your list, though.
It honestly feels like a waste.
I don't think it'd be my vibe. I just don't want some sticky, sweaty bitches up on me. I don't think I'd be cool with that. I think it's kind of nasty.
Oh, first of all,
I've never really had.
I've been to a private strip club. I've never been to an actual strip club.
It's some terrible strip clubs to go to. Like these bitches have bruises and everything. You don't want to go to those.
So it's more terrible ones than good ones.
For sure.
It is some elite strip clubs out there where these women are borderline athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, they are.
They're impressive.
What they do in that pole is insane.
It's unbelievable.
I believe that.
You got some strong fucking legs to hang on that pole like they be doing.
And arms. I'm surprised you didn't tear ACL with that maneuver.
Oh, that happened in the show. Somebody fucked their shit up. They fell off their pole. Fuck their shit up. I seen the girl. Oh, she about to fuck her shit up, bro. She had a bad shoulder. I was like, that shit about to go. She was swinging.
Yeah,
she hit that ground so hard.
To a real strip club. I respected it. I said, oh, they really working. This ain't just showing some ass and titties. This is elite gymnast.
Yeah, that shit ain't easy.
Elite is a
that
great
shit ain't
word.
easy.
Really?
No, I can see that. But yeah, that's why I passed on that show. Because honestly, I've watched Oz. Y'all ever watch Oz?
A little bit.
It's an old HBO joint. Yeah. Straight prison show. And I don't want to say tons, but there's like multiple gay characters in there. They don't go full on graphic with the gay sex, but it's a lot of dicks in that show.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dicks in that show. And I love that show. I think it's a great show.
Not just in people, it's in mad shows. Motherfuckers have no problem showing dicks. And I don't understand it. They won't ever show no girls full frontal though, but they'll show a dick real quick for no reason at all.
It's an equality thing. They like count it since we're showing titties, we gotta be able to show man genitalia as well. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just weird though. Like they'll just randomly show dicks though.
Yeah.
Any show, they'll just randomly show dicks.
Be random as fuck.
I'm like, dog, why you got to do that right there?
Before you can even get a chance to
put a fucking towel.
Like, oh, it's a dick on the screen.
It's a dick on the phone,
bro. Have you watched The Boys yet?
Yeah. Well, not this last episode.
Oh, it's an episode this season.
I just heard about this.
The wildest in your face dick situation you've ever seen in your life. I'm like, how could they get this shit off and put it in the show? Y'all gotta see. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but it's just anymore. It's just some wild shit.
I mean, they've shown a fair amount of dicks in this.
No, you ain't never seen it. Like, wait till you see it though. You're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about whenever you watch it.
The extended dick.
Wait till you see it. It's not what I'm talking about. Nope. It's worse than that. It's worse than that. It's something worse than that, bro.
They show dicks about It seems like once every other episode.
This tops that one. Any other thing you see is tops it.
It tops it?
It tops it.
It was better?
What you mean? What you mean by that, bro? It was just more extreme. More extreme.
Oh, okay.
Shit was nuts.
Well, this was a wild conversation to end on, but we do got to wrap it up here. We're going to hit this 2 hours. We've been going over every time.
Yeah, we have.
I need that for the audio, so.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true.
We want to get to these samples. I have a sample today. You have a sample?
Let's do it.
I already know most got one. Jeez.
Well, I don't got to charge it. I just got to put it on the charger.
Man, do that then. Yeah. What are we doing? We've been talking for an hour.
I know I can't have
since it died. It's fucking retarded.
My shit going.
All right, well, if you on YouTube, peace out. We appreciate y'all listening. We got the samples coming for the audio.
For sure.